Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can strum through a really easy song called Thrift Shop. And it starts out with the E minor chord. And the way you play E minor, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the D on the second fret. Now there's a lot of drums and that type of thing, and actually we're going to talk about how we're going to move this around to play in the key. We're going to start on E minor for our verse progression. So we're just going to have a lot of E minor. But the most attractive part of that this particular track is the sax lick, and so I'm all about stealing licks from other instruments. So with the E minor kind of down, you're already kind of set up to play a little bit of that sax part. And the way this is going to work, we're going to play the low E string, and then we're going to take the D string on the second fret, same place you use for E minor, and play that twice. And then we're going to play the A string on the second fret, which you've already kind of got set up in the E minor, but then we're going to lift off the first finger to play open A. So from the beginning you got low open E, and then D string second twice, and then A string on the second, open A, and then we go back to the D string on the second for the last little part of that lick. So you got, it's kind of the beginning of that sax lick. So we got low open E, and then D string second twice, A string on the second, open A, D string on the second, and then we're actually just going to play open B and open G, and then play the D on the second again, and then we repeat all of that. So we got low E, and then D string second twice, A string on the second, open A, D string on the second, and then open B, open G, and then D on the second. That's kind of our opening lick. So you could use that lick instead of the E minor chord if you wanted to. But another way to make the verse more interesting is to add a strum pattern to it. One of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the E minor chord and went down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down. That's kind of the implied chord, even through the drum beat, especially once it's kind of starting. So you can work your rap stuff over this, or work your verses over this. Slightly more interesting way to do that is almost like a long, well, a 16th note strum pattern, but you would have to do this kind of quick. My favorite 16th note strum pattern is a long down, and then down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, which is working off a 16th note pattern. What a 16th note is where you're dividing the beat into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that strum pattern, you would count 4 on the first down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second beat, you do a down on 1, and then a down up on 3 and 4. So down, up. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the second beat. For the third beat, you're doing an up, down on 2 and 3. So you're going 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then for the last part, you're going down, up, down, right on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together, you got long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. You want long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. Now, a couple things you could do to make that even more interesting is adding bass notes to that. And in that pattern, sometimes on the first down, I'll do a bass note, and then do the down, down, up, and then do another bass note, bass, and then a down, up, down, up. So all together, you got low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, low E bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, low E bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, up, down, up. Something else you could do to make that more interesting too, and a little bit more percussive, is if you take the side of your right hand and kind of lay it down just on top of the saddle, you can kind of get a muted sound out of the string or even the chord. And so if you did that with that strum pattern, you have that kind of bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, low E bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, down, low E bass, down, down, up, low E bass, down, down. main thing with that is just to make it interesting, right? So we just taking that E minor, just kind of keeping that going while the verses are going by. And then there are a couple of places in the chorus, mainly where we're kind of changing chords. I mean, for that part we got the E minor that we're kind of starting out on, but then we go to a G major chord. And the way you play G major, first finger goes on the A on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the low E on the 3rd fret, and the third finger goes to the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that makes a G major chord, which sounds really, really happy. And then from there we're going to an A major chord. And when you play A major, first finger goes to the D on the 2nd, second finger goes to the G on the 2nd, and the third finger goes to the B on the 2nd. And if you strum all the strings with that, that makes an A major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And then from there, at least in the first hit that's like this, we go to a B7 chord. And the way you play B7, first finger is going to go to the D on the 1st fret, second finger to the A on the 2nd fret, third finger is going to the G on the 2nd fret, and the pinky is going to the high E on the 2nd fret. And if you strum just the A string to the high E, that makes a B7 chord. And you try and avoid the low E at all costs on that one to get the clear sound. And then from there we go to a D major chord. So we have the way you play D major, first finger goes to the G on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the high E on the 2nd fret, third finger goes to the B on the 3rd fret, and if you strum just the top 4 strings with that, that makes a D major chord, which sounds really, really happy. So try to shoot for just the D, G, B, and E on that one. So that's kind of how our first hit happens, where we're changing chords. We got E minor, G major, A major, and then a B7, D major, and then we kind of start back on the E minor. After that, we'd be back to our E minor part. Now we could add the strum pattern to that. If we were doing that down, down, up that we started with, we'd have E minor with down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A major, down, down, up, down. And then when you get to the B7 and the D, you half them. So we just go down, down, up on the B7, and then down, down, up on the D. So I have E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, B7, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, B7, down, down, D, down, down. Later on, that push actually becomes, we got the E minor and the G and the A, and on the last 2 chords it sounds like there's a G major and then an A major instead of the B7 and the D. So try that too with that same strum pattern. You got E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, and then we'd be back to our E minor. If we're going to try the 16th note strum pattern with all that, we would do the same thing. When we get to the B7 and the D, or the G and A, if we're doing the second push, then we'd have that strum pattern. So for the E minor, we'd have the down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A, down, 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 up, down, 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 B7, down, 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 D, down, down, down. So that's kind of the weird part, is where you're half the B7, the D. We might want to try that with the G and A too, because that happens too. So we got E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, G, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G, down, 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 A, down, down, down. So those are all the parts that you really need to play the song, but to play along with Thrift Shop, instead of starting on an E minor chord, is actually starting on a G sharp minor chord. So if we take the capo and we kind of capo it on 4th fret, then our E minor is now a G sharp minor, and our G major chord is really a B major chord, and then our A major is really a C sharp major, and then our B7 is really a D sharp 7, and our D major is really an F sharp major. So things have kind of changed a little bit. So to try that with just the down, down, up, down, you got the E minor, down. Oh, actually, let's try it with the intro loop. So you'd have the low E, D string twice, A string, second, open A, second on the D, and then B, open G, and then second on the D. And then for your verses, you got the E minor, down, down, up, down, minor, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, B7, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, and then be back for the verse. E minor, down, down, up, down, 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 E minor, down. But then on the second push, we got the E minor, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, A, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A, down, down, E minor, down. But if we're gonna try that with the 16th pattern, we'd probably still kick it off with our intro lick, right? And then we got the E minor. Up, down, 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 E minor, down, down, up, down, 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 E minor, down, down, up, down, 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 E minor, down, down, down. The first push E minor, down, down, up, down, 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 A, down, 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 up, down, 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 E7, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, 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 G, down, 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 A, down, 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 E7, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, 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 E minor. You back to verse, and on the second push E minor, down, 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 G, down, 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 A, down, 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 G, down, 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 A, down, 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 E minor, down, 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 G, down, 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 A, down, 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 and then if we were doing basses with it, we'd have bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, bass, down, down, bass, down, down, up, bass, down. Then the first push E minor, then the G, you still do the low E bass. And then the A, we do the A string for the bass. So you got A string bass, down, down, up, A bass, down, down. And then when we get to the halving part for the B7 and the D, we do the bass on the A, and then just the down, down, up, and then the D with the D bass. So that's a little weird. B7 with the A string bass, down, down, and then D with the D bass, down, down. So to try that all the way through, you got bass on the E minor, down, down, bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, A with the A bass, down, down, up, A bass, down, down, and then B7 with the bass, down, down, D bass, down, down, E minor bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, A with the A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, and B7 with the A bass, down, down, D with the D bass, down, down. And on the second push is not quite as difficult. You got bass with low E, down, down, up, bass, down, G with low E bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, A with the A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, G with low E bass, down, down, A with the A bass, down, down. So that's the basics of what you need to play thrift shops. So have fun. Good luck.